Hello and welcome. This is Network Africa. Coming up on the program, Al-Shabaab strikes an AU base in Somalia, killing dozens of people in the process. Then we take a look at domestic violence in Nigeria. Just how much protection does the law give to victims? And later on, it's our Africa Tech edition of the program, and we're looking at statistics released by the World Bank, which highlights huge challenges with internet in Africa. Hello again, and thanks for staying tuned to Network Africa on Channels Television with me, Cynthia Are. We begin with news that's far from optimistic but worth mentioning. An African Union army base has come under attack again by Al-Shabaab, and dozens of people have been killed in the process. The African Union force is in support of the government, which the terrorist group strongly opposes. According to reports by Somali and Kenyan military officials, the fighters successfully seized the Somali army base near a town which is a few miles west of Mogadishu in a region near Kenya's border. The attacks are part of a guerrilla warfare strategy to drive out foreign troops and impose its harsh version of Islamic law across the Horn of Africa nation. Now let's just take you through some of what makes Al-Shabaab stand out as a terrorist group and makes it a huge threat not only to Kenya but Somalia. It's important to know that Al-Shabaab means the youth in Arabic. It's also been banned as a terrorist group both by the United States and the United Kingdom, and is believed to have between 7,000 to 9,000 fighters. Al-Shabaab has staged numerous attacks in Kenya, one of which was the 2nd of April massacre at Garissa University near the border with Somalia, and it's been the bloodiest so far. At least 147 people died when gunmen stormed the university at dawn and targeted Christian students. Previously, the worst attack was on Nairobi's Westgate shopping center back in 2013, when at least 68 people died. Kenya has sent its troops into Somali territory, where they've joined the African Union force battling the militants. Al-Shabaab has also set up a recruiting network in Kenya, especially around the port city of Mombasa, which has a large Muslim population. Well, we'll be bringing more to you regarding domestic violence in Nigeria a little bit later on the program, but for now we're going to look at something worth celebrating right here in Nigeria. It's the Armed Forces Remembrance Day, and as a result, the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Muhammadu Buhari, has encouraged and boosted the morale of officers and men of the Nigerian Armed Forces who are in the fight against Boko Haram. The president put the call across using digital devices and live streaming equipment improvised by the Nigerian Army at the National Arcade. The event, which is used to honor the veterans who are alive as well as the families of the departed, also featured inspection of Guard of Honor as mounted by Guards Brigade. Other government officials who joined the president in the laying of wreaths include the Vice President, the Senate President, and Speaker of the House of Representatives. Stay with us on Network Africa as there's more to come, including the Egyptian tourism industry, which gets some optimistic news now that antiquities, which were taken years ago, have been returned. Welcome back. You're still watching Network Africa on Channels Television. Now, after all of Egypt's pushing for the return of ancient artifacts, the pressure has finally paid off. We can let you know for certain that as a result of the return of the North African country's artifacts, the country plans to open an exhibit highlighting the newest antiquities which were just returned after they were illegally smuggled out. In the last 2 years, more than 500 artifacts were repatriated. 198 of them are included in the exhibit. They came from 8 countries, including Austria, Belgium, Denmark, France, Germany, South Africa, the United States, and the United Kingdom.
The Egyptian Museum in Cairo is honored to organize the temporary exhibition about repatriated objects during 2014-2015, to highlight the efforts of the Ministry of Antiquities in cooperation with other several Egyptian and foreign authorities to repatriate our stolen Egyptian heritage.
To congratulate the Cairo Museum for having organized this exhibition. I think it's very good to show to the Egyptian public that the Egyptian authorities do whatever they can to repatriate objects that have been illegally exported from Egypt, and also to show that there is a good cooperation in this field between the Egyptian government and the and many foreign governments.
Congratulations to Egypt. Now to an issue which has been described as the shame of Nigeria. That's the issue of domestic violence. The rate at which various incidents occur and go unreported is extremely alarming. Here's a look at some facts that are peculiar to domestic violence, specifically in Nigeria. It's important to note that 25% of women go through domestic violence in their lifetime. Rape and homicide are the most popular. Battered women suffer psychological and social consequences, and the Constitution has vowed to eliminate domestic violence, but victims have low chances of protection by the law. What makes this even worse is that cultural belief makes it okay to hit a woman.